Can you see my nose hairs? I mean, really, you're up in there. Don't go any lower than that or you'll get a big surprise, big green surprise. Hi, everybody. Steven Martinez. I am that I am, one with the Archangel Michael. There's already a story unfolding, and I can't ignore it. Listen for the cries in the background, because they are heartbreaking, and that's from my little new kitty, Foo. Well, she's this big now. She was that big. Now she's this big, but she's running the show. And when you look at who's here, get in close on that. Look.
Athena.
Sweetheart, can I bow down to you? May I bow down to you? And look at a boyfriend showed up on the left. Apollo.
We have Apollo.
Apollo.
Wait, baby.
Remember, don't rotate. And that's Ziggy. We're babysitting him. He's honorary pack member. Can you hear the cat in the background? I'll let that go for a little while longer, then I gotta bring her out here. Okay, so let me show Michelle, who's looking fantastic. And one of my hats, by the way, that I painted, hand painted this hat.
There we go.
Get over here.
Okay.
This is the background, not so nice, but look what we can do just on the other side of the fence, so to speak. Wow. That's Money Penny in one of her many disguises.
In my many disguises.
And she has come in to do this for me for the very first time. Do these paintings see the light of day?
Absolutely.
They're literally seeing the light of day. They've been in the cave. They're all kind of blinking their eyes right now, because believe me, there's faces in here, folks. Well, yeah, I won't get into detail until I'm given permission here, but...
We're gonna start right there.
Okay, so Moneypenny says we're gonna start over there.
Yeah.
And that's where we're gonna go. So back to you, professional.
There we go.
And I'll be pointing with one of my many swords. One of my passions is swords and sword dancing, and to music, or not, but I prefer to, to do it to music. And I've got some beautiful staffs, and it's all wood. I love the wood. Beautiful swords, beautiful staffs. We're gonna show you some of the stuff. We brought out a little bit of everything today, but mind you, this is only 1%. I just realized that. 1%. Somehow we squeezed it all into the 2-bedroom with a few animals that you've seen right now. You'll see more later. I gotta bring her out. No, not yet. She can't be trusted fully.
No.
I take her to the park and she rides on my shoulder and climbs trees, but she's been a little... Oh, quiet. In a moment. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Which one?
Oh, I'm sorry, baby.
Gotta watch where you're stepping around here.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, dude. I should have told her.
Yeah.
Ziggy, would you stop? We're trying to shoot here.
Okay.
Which one would you like to go?
We're starting in the
she's
beginning.
gonna go right to I am.
I am.
So this was at the very beginning, and I was just experimenting and didn't really know what I was doing. Just know that I was enjoying myself, and I was trying things. And so this expression, being that I'm a meditator and I know what I am that I am means, it's not just words, it's a feeling, and it's more than a feeling. It's far more than a feeling. But the only thing that comes in here is I am. Somehow I am this. Somehow. That's the beauty, guys. And once you go there, then you know God. That it's not a theory or a concept. It's a real thing. Wow, I'm excited to be out here doing this. So,
How did this start?
this was back when I was using oils and trying to do oils with my hands. I don't know if I've ever used a paintbrush. Not that I have anything against paintbrushes. But it was my fingers, it's my hands, and it's been feathers and sticks. Whatever draws my attention that day is what I've been using. So, this was interesting, and it's just always been front and center, and I got a lot of things, swords and whatnot, weapons leaning against it, which I always do. I always lean things, including myself, against God to empower and to magnify what already is. That's a meaningful painting, and it's been there since the beginning, kind of watching. I make sure it's in a place that I have to pass by it every single day a few times. And when I do, I never look away from it. I always look at it. Are you still there? You are? You're still there?
We're still there.
I mean him.
Oh.
And her. Hey, Ziggy. You got it around that corner. So go ahead and zoom in if you want to get close. Oh, you're doing that? Okay. So while we're down here, we have, for the Chinese New Year's, we got the pig here, and that's a piggy bank. Again, the company that makes this will know when he sees it, and let him know that, I like what's going on over there. We'll talk about it later, but when you get real close, it's about the detail, and there's always a little something going on, and there's birds showing up, and speaking of birds, this blackbird has caught my attention most recently. This rock might have been from the ocean or somewhere special, and I like to put Buddhas and these guys up on a rock. Here's one of my Buddhas, one of my many, many Buddhas. Why did I pick this one out of all of them? Well, he's holding a rose. There's a flower hat that I painted. Get a little close, get closer. Get real tight on these guys. They're not shy at all, believe me. And when you start looking real close, it's just so powerful, guys, and I've been taught how to use them in meditation, and it's not that hard. You just put it in your hands and close your gosh darn eyes. Here's another Buddha that we put that together and put an incense on there. Birds everywhere. I showed Michelle, I didn't get to her soon enough because there was a few dashes on there, and that's all I really needed. Sometimes we overdo it, and Buddha's teaching me to take my time and pay attention to the little things, the little detail, because it doesn't have to be a lot. Now, here's what I mean by that. This is just one of my favorite creations, co-creations. And if you look at the bottom, we'll get close on the bottom here, stay there, and there's somebody blowing out with a hand, a kiss, a kiss. It's leading up then through the mouth and the nose and the eye, up to the brain. But this is just boom, boom, splashes, and that's all, and that's it. That's all I need sometimes, right? I love these. These are so meaningful to me. Skulls have come in recently, so I've been painting. I paint whenever I get my hands on and whatever I'm attracted to, especially at this one particular store. They always have these cool stuff that I pick up and start painting. Representing transformation, guys. I think skulls can represent both death, darkness, and life, and God, depending on how you want to paint it and how you want it represented. But for me, these are transformation. Very, very, very powerful. Okay, what next? The far right. Okay, come on. The thing that's fun about my paintings is that they're all going to be completely different. There's no pattern at all. There is only a connection, and I probably just should have backed up a little bit. So as we developed and the painting started revealing things to me, it's a very humbling. Okay, that's cool. Leave it.
Okay.
It's a very humbling thing and a very exciting thing. But all of a sudden, everything becomes sacred. Everything becomes very meaningful, and you take your time because you're making love. You're making love to the project, and the incense is on, the music is on, the ambiance is there. You're calling in God to please come join me. I'm already there is generally what I'm hearing. And sometimes I don't have to do anything, and I pour the paint out, and we'll talk about my technique later, and it's all right there, and I don't really have to do anything but go. Okay, next. That's what's been going on for a long time. Masterpiece, next. Get out of the way. Did I say masterpiece? I don't mean to be arrogant. You, in the beautiful face, and the horses, and all the dragons, and all that, get out of the way. Who's next?
What started this piece right here?
That I don't remember. It's been a little while, but it's very interesting. It's plywood, I think. We threw some beautiful blue and black, and there's some reds in there. Became immediately, a serpent showed up, and then for sure coming close, it's the detail here. Here's like the copperhead maybe, and each body part there's energy. There's the beings. There's a whale. You got close on the whale. Then we come over here, and this is one of my favorite things that ever showed up. This woman, she's sideways. So that's her with her. Show me real quick. Look at me real quick. Not you, darling, the camera. So she's like this. If you get back to it, there's her head, the hand, the arm, the body, and the dress. We come down further, and we have Mr. Penis down here at the bottom. And it's got everybody in a lot of trouble, I think.
That symbol.
Yeah. And then coming up to the end of the tail, it's flowers. Everything is alive, everything's living just like in our life. The energy is everywhere, embodied and conscious, and in the paintings you always see beings all over the place. You know what I mean? Some are devouring other ones, which is a very real thing. Okay, now which one?
The next one. That the wind blew over.
And I haven't even named some of these yet, but this, if I had to name it right now, would be the Cosmic Man. And here's his, or hers, but it looks like a man, I think. Here's the lips coming up to the nose, and the eye, and the head. And then within that, there's a seal. See him? I didn't even recognize him. Sometimes you just find things later on. And the lips are alive, and there's antlers here, and of course the cosmic. Oh, there's a horse. See it?
Oh yeah.
Just saw him. Mind you, I've had this painting in the house for a year, if not more. But there's a horse. I never know exactly what's going to happen. I just, pour my paint out and see what I see, and I take the feather and I work off from that. Oh, sweetheart, you're breaking my heart. Can I bring her yet? Don't pause it.
Okay.
Did you pause it? No. Steady streaming here. Well, we'll go to the next one.
It's very adamant about Foo.
This is very meaningful. Bear, who you'll meet soon, is my one male cat, and there's several girls in there. He's got a little bit of a harem. That's one of them yelling out right now, and she's breaking my heart. She's the newest member. He had gotten out, and it was a time when we let those guys out a little bit at night, which we just could never sleep right. But this point in particular time, he's very needy, and I feel like whenever he needed a little extra attention, he'd disappear for a little bit. Because when he did, I'm in tears, man. That's how, you know what I mean? You try to let go and trust, but that's my life. So Bear, I'm nearly in tears walking around the neighborhood. I see a canvas that somebody had thrown away. A lot of the stuff is old canvases that someone else threw, and I painted over it. Some of it's wood that I found on the ground, in the alleys, you know what I mean? And that's a lot of fun. That's why every piece is going to look a little different.
So Bear is the inspiration.
Bear was the inspiration. So I couldn't find him. Like, I come back with this canvas, like you know what I mean? And I go, gosh darn it, Bear, do I need to paint you? Because I don't think I had done anything in honor of him yet. And when I do that, something magic always happens. So I said, this is for Bear. I painted it very fast. This happens very quickly. And I really loved what happened. I can't remember what it looked like, though. And I'll tell you why. But it was like, wow. And I just said, okay. And then I went back out looking for Bear. I went back out. I think I found him or he found me. And he was like, what's up? Underneath the bush, because he liked to hide in the shade. He's a great hunter. And when you see him, he's like, you know what I mean? So it was something like that. I come back to the house. This painting had changed on its own. It had completely morphed. And I was like, I got upset. Because I'd invested there. I was like, oh, this masterpiece. I painted it, I was so excited about it. I came back, everything had been changed, and I got so upset. Now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, how could I dare? When the thing morphs on its own, would I ever, you know what I mean? So very quickly, I turned it and I go, oh my gosh. Cecil, the story of Cecil had just played out in Africa. If you don't know, it's the male lion who everyone loved, got lured from his kingdom to be assassinated by brutal men, who I believe even cut his head off for the effing trophy, guys. Hard to wrap your head around that stuff, but of course the story of Aslan immediately comes to life. So I immediately connected that because that movie meant a lot to me. But then I said, oh my goodness, look at this. Here's a lion. Here's the eye, and the head, the mane, the mouth, the nose, and he's out. And he was really, you could, when it was just getting formed, he was kissing, and you could really see it. It was all just shooting out in every way. He was throwing a kiss, and there was a lot of darkness there. And he kissed it, and it just washed the darkness away. So if I was going to teach myself what that meant and what I should have heard, is it's not with anger or revenge, it's with love. And that's going to get it done. Thank you. I'm just now, got it. Stop. Okay. I know what I need to stop doing. It's going to be with love. So if the guy that got murdered and sacrificed can turn around and send it kisses, but maybe he knows what the kiss does. It dissolves it. And then even this little get closer, there was a black piece here. It literally turned into like this white worm of some sort that just came right through it and said, nope, there won't be any blackness around his face, any darkness. And I do believe this also represents me in a very big way. And then if you pull back a little bit, we see a cross happened here. Cross, right there, right? With a lion in the middle of it, guys. I mean, you know, that's kind of powerful for me. I don't know about you, but that would be, we'll call that one Cecil or something like that. Okay, who's next? I'll go a little quicker next time. This one was kind of new because we took the wood, you know, just this wood I would find, you know, nothing special, but we made something special. And it's a type of dragon. There's his mate, and they are co-creating life. So that would be the father, the mother, and the son. The father, though invisible, but still the representation, especially the gold. And then within the body, there's always going to be other beings, inside of beings, just like us. One of my first, the dragon who rides the center between light and darkness to merge the two together. And that one represents really me also very, very powerfully, connected to the Archangel Michael and staying right in that place to blend the two. And of course the yin-yang modalities. But I've noticed myself, for all you people that know this language, I've noticed myself lately with the yin-yang, I don't keep it just black and white, you know, which obviously represents duality. I always incorporate a little color in there lately, and I'm not sure why, whether I'm just threatened and know that the darkness can be it's such a real threat, you know what I mean? So I never want to go empty-handed to a fight, so to speak. Okay, which one next?
Next one.
A firebird, or a phoenix, sorry, let's call that one phoenix, right? Rising up from the ashes, which is our theme right now. I got a little silly with the glitter, and you know what, as I can do that, I can take some of it off, and it needs to. Because within the body is so many faces and so many beings, right? Zig zig? Peel a little bit of that off. That's pretty. And I'll resin that, I think, because it really make it sing and bring out the colors. This one, we can't talk about this one yet, but briefly, this is arguably my most powerful painting. It's called The Infinite Heart. Within it is the Trinity. And thanks to an app called Fragment, Fragment divides an image. It does many things, this app. Of course, I got it for free. It was divinely guided that I pick it up. It was meant to be. It divides an image and takes one half and attaches it to the same half, so to speak. So you've got one half of it that makes a whole. That it was, you know, we'll explain more later. But with my work, it was the magic tool, because my work is very abstract. When I was using this fragment, attaching it together, it was the perfect, complete face of the being and the body. And it's just like, when you see it, it's quite humbling. So within this painting was the father, mother, and the son. And I can't wait to show you those parts. This was really always be a very special one to me. I would imagine I'd always hang on to it, because it showed me exactly what was going on here, with the connection between God and the Spirit and myself, and how we were going to work together with the painting. I poured this stuff out, guys. I poured the background, and then I poured the white out, and I kind of turned my back, and when I came back around with my feather, I saw a duck, a chick, an elephant, and a buffalo that you might want to see in a cave or something like that. And it all forms a heart. And I said, oh my, okay, I'm gonna walk away from that with goosebumps, warm fuzzies, you know what I'm saying? These are really cool, and this would be a, Ziggy, stay close. This was a cabinet. Could be my cabinet, it could be somebody else's, I couldn't tell you for sure. And then we did the paint and the art inside. And beautiful, the horse that shows up. Let me turn it this way while you see that horse there. In this case, it'd be kind of a seahorse, but always horses showing up naturally, organically. I see a polar bear there, and there's a cool hawk. Here's his beak, and it's just alive, you know. And we call these windows. I call these windows. Throw a little resin on there, and it makes it really windowy and glassy.
Hard because I'm showing up in that
It's okay.
picture.
Oh well, that's meant to be. That's meant to be. This painting that Athena is
That can
advertising.
that can be done with anyone's kitchen.
Good point. You
Yeah.
can put it right back in the. You can put it right back on, couldn't you? Take it off, paint it, and give them right back to them.
Exactly.
Oh, money penny. You're really working. You're earning your money. You're earning your money now.
I'm trying.
You are earning.
I am trying.
You're earning. So a beautiful Athena here. If you don't mind me touching the model.
Ooh, ooh.
She is the queen of the house, man. This one is just. I'm very humbled by this beauty right here. Would you get a little lower? And I want you to just look at the beauty. Look at the beauty that this one's been given, and the real beauty of her
And
is
the beauty
on
behind
the
it.
is on the inside, man. She's sensitive with children. She's very gentle. She's humble. She's too humble, in my opinion. She's also fierce and ferocious when she needs to be. Apollo, where is Apollo? Oh, he's right there. We gave him the title. I'm gonna have to let her out. I can't. My heart can't handle it. You better behave yourself. The minute you try to run away, you go back inside, back into prison. Apollo's the alpha, and he is tough, I'll give him that. But when we're up hiking up high on a mountain on a cliff, she'll hide from him and bounce at him and try to push him over the edge. And then there's a message there from the feminine to the male. Show me you can stand up to me and stand with me as an equal, or goodbye. Timber! Do you feel it out there, folks? I know I do. All right, just stay over there and I'll bring her.
Okay.
You can talk amongst yourself.
Well, I didn't realize that this man had this talent, actually. And knowing him for as long as I have, which has been through high school and college, not someone who actually put his efforts in studying.
Oh, we'll get into great detail about that.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Get it back up here.
But
We'll go into
there's
great
food.
detail about how I didn't study at all, and
And
I avoided that
then-
nightmare with every breath that I could. And I spent 3 years in college playing football and baseball at a very,
That's okay.
well-known school, Pac-10. And boy, I didn't ever went to a class, but boy, we got stories to talk about
we
with
have
that
stories.
experience because I was annihilated there.
But-
I was annihilated there.
But
On-
we'll
on
get
per-
back
for-
to
for-
that later. Right now, I was saying how.
Well, we didn't introduce.
Oh, Foo. I did. I said there's
Look
Foo.
how beautiful she is outside. My gosh.
Aw.
Now, Fu, you have to behave yourself. or
So getting back to my point of this man, and he started sending me these pictures,
Ziggy.
and I started asking how he did this because I never knew that this talent was within him. So, yeah, sorry.
Well, you know.
You know,
Oh, you know what? Okay, so you didn't know. Come over here,
I
gosh darn.
I had no idea that this beauty, and I say they're masterpieces as well, because how does that even come about? And
Oh, she's starting to get it. Not yet, though. She's starting to warm up now.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
I've been telling her she still
So,
can't see
the
or
purpose
what's
is-
down.
The
But
purpose
she's
is
gonna
to start
pretty
to share
soon.
it with the world.
That is right.
And
That's why we're here.
to help
Keep talking.
create
They're all chasing
a
food.
business from this, because it's a waste sitting in
Well,
the four walls
let me
that
back
it's
up. I'm
currently
supposed to
in.
share this with everybody instead of hoarding it, is what's really going on here. So
Exactly.
again, the first time they're seeing the light of day, and on this beautiful day in Los Angeles where it's the cleanest, crispiest. I've been out here for 20 years, folks, in the middle of the chaos here, in the middle of it, somehow. In tears these days. Oh, okay. But I'm seeing the cleanest, crispiest year I've ever seen. You know what I mean? It's quite interesting. And then we had that Trump's inauguration, Mr. Trump, President Trump, his inauguration speech. And I must say that, first of all, I don't know if I've ever watched one before. I think we should put it over here as I talk about this.
Yes.
I don't know if I've ever watched an inauguration speech before, but because I don't like what I've been seeing, and I know we've been run by a bunch of criminals. Be lighter. Do it with love. Okay, hold on. Sorry. So anyway, we've been led by a bunch of cow patties. Is that okay? Anyway, we were invited to an inauguration party, which I didn't. Is that inauguration? Is that what it's right?
Yeah.
Or speech party,
Yep.
which I'd never done before, by our friend Taylor
Neither have
Leatherberry.
I. Yes.
Apollo, could everyone leave Fu alone? Jeez. Ziggy, get over here. So we went to the party. We had a glass of wine. It was nice to get away and out of the routines. And then, I said, okay, we'll watch. And then it was just kind of like, as the speech went along, I could not mask the hope that I felt inside. I could not hide the hope. And you have that inner thing, if you've been paying attention and you've been a truther and you've been following like guys like High Impact Vlogs and High Impact Video, the dude with the real long mullet, looks like a caveman, speaking truth, then we know we've been misled and so many times. And then there's an inner thing going, do we get it this time? Did we find it this time? Is it our time? Do we get the right guy? Because I really like what I'm hearing. You know what I mean? I liked what I was hearing last night. Okay, so as we're on this is my red, white, and blue freedom theme. I want to get this in some hands of some veterans, some military folks that need our help right now. That was one of the things that was lost in our speech last night. We didn't talk about the veterans that are suffering. Go ahead and watch them for a second. This is the best action out there. No, watch them. Put a camera on them, Michelle. Thank you, Money Penny. This is the real action here. This is the beautiful action. I can't compete with this. Ziggy likes food. Okay, come back over here. You're supposed to be the director, not me. Get with it. So the veterans are having a hard time. So we've got to get some of these paintings to them.
22
freedom
commit suicide a day. And
that's supposedly
what
what
we'd
it
like
is.
to do is to have proceeds from this artwork that will be for sale go towards veterans groups, which is what we're looking at.
And I want to
connecting
be
with.
in those groups because we all need to be talking about how to get free from your trauma. Do you understand? It's not medical, it's spiritual. And we got to pull it out by the roots. So red, white, and blue, it's an energy, guys. Our forefathers did know something. Red, power; white, the Christ light, purity; blue, Archangel Michael, who is coming forward now, is his time. If you're in love with Lucifer, your timing's off. It's Michael's time, I promise. And again with the theme, right? But this time, this morphed into Archangel Michael's sword. Ooh, Archangel Michael's sword. Here's the handle. We come down here, again, you have the red, white, and blue. Wisdom always trumps power. So here, get it close. We have a dragon, which if you asked me to paint this dragon, folks, I couldn't do it. It just has to show up on its own because it's real. That's how this works. So here you have the raw fire, right? There's the fireball in his mouth, and his body comes down, there's a tail, and his body comes down. Just pure power, right? Pure power, that's the red. Over here, this guy showed up. He's the wise dragon. Can you get real close on his face? He winds his way down there, but he's higher up than the power dragon because wisdom has to be, because we can't let that guy get on top of everything. We gotta, something's got to govern everything, and you know what I mean. And Archangel Michael is the governor, right next to High Creator, does his dirty work. Now with the app fragment, man. There's 20 dragons in there, and there's on and on and on. Okay. Again, red, white, and blue. One of my favorite, colors sequence. Wouldn't you know it? This starts out as an infinity symbol. Okay, as often my paintings do. Now over here, you see there's an owl in the background. Don't be scared of the owl, guys. They didn't invent the owl. They just used it as their animal, which is totem, which is pretty darn smart because owls have senses that we don't even comprehend. I see two people in there. I used to only see one, now I'm seeing two. The head is just exploding, basically. There's one guy there. There's more as you look along, but just a powerful gosh darn painting, guys. This is alive. Can you not see the fire and the flames and the power and the energy and the, you know what I mean? And the infinity symbol, I believe, was used by Socrates back in the day. And without question, it is a point of reference for meditators. You close your eyes and you put the infinity symbol on the third eye, on the body. You put the infinity symbol on your bank account. And then we put it where it's needed. And it is a very powerful energy. It represents infinity, which means forever and ever and ever. That's a powerful thing. Cross is good too. The Ankh is good. There's a lot of symbols that represent power. Experiment and see what works for you. Firebird, okay? She's sheltering. Perfect time for Valentine's Day coming up. I've been hearing it all day today. Firebird, she's got a big heart she's protecting, okay? So I resin this and let it go. And you know, I've been moving fast, guys. I don't wait too long. Where's food? Where's food? Later on, I find out there's a dragon behind it. There's the eye, and there's the little thing on the forehead. So there's a dragon keeping watch. Oh, she's right there. How beautiful she is. Wow. Her fur is just Ziggy. Move over here. Now, Michelle has seen my. Oh.
I'm so sorry, honey.
You gotta now listen. That's a message for you, because you are a bit of a clumsy woman.
Thank you.
Moneypenny.
Thank
and this is someone that rides horses and glides on horses. She dances on horses, but you get her off the horse and she doesn't know where she is. Okay? Now,
I'm trying to focus on
Fu
her.
has been teaching me also to be gentle. So Fu, my little kitten, she stands right behind me. She knows what she's doing. She's already put me through a bunch of tests. We call her Master Fu. She's been teaching me to be gentle and watch all my steps very closely. Don't step on any little people, okay? Don't step on anybody.
There's my message.
So we go slow. You got my feet, by the way? Okay. Generally, I'm barefoot. Some people don't like that, but it's really who I am. Hold on a second. Fu, I'm gonna take you back in the house. Well then, stay over here. Okay, so here we have, now, it happened very fast, and I didn't even know what it was till later. So what I found out was it's a fire child inside a ring of fire, okay? He's blowing out a bubble of fire, okay? Now, we go to the tail. Here's the tail of the Chinese dragon who's right there. Folks, I didn't try to do that. They just kind of show up. Do you understand? The Chinese dragon. When Archangel Michael projected himself to the earth back in the beginning, there wasn't a dragon that fell from the earth. Archangel Michael did a swan dive to the earth. And so the dragon is recognized, the great dragon is recognized by many religions and people. It's a very, very real being, by the way. So there's the Chinese dragon. Dragons are absolutely real. And that, we're just winding down now to the last one here. Wow, did that already? Mm-hmm. And mind you, oh no, it's not. Go down to the left. I'm looking at this for the first time, and I'm really happy. I'm going, oh crap, look at this. You know, if you'll notice, everything is just so different. Look at those beings, by the way. Thank you guys for being here. You're finally earning your food. You're finally doing something, Apollo. Oh, no, he's asleep. He's still doing the same thing. Looking good, just like, Okay, this is a special one. So, again, some wood that I found. But this wood happened to be, a short piece and a thin piece and a fat piece. Excuse me. So we put them together. I call this 5 dragons because when you look close up, Fu, they're going to see 5 different beings in there, 5 different dragons, if not more. But there's about 5 colors going on in there. Love that painting, and I don't know, maybe we're resonant. Some people look down on it, but it doesn't matter what other people think. It's whatever I think. But I think resin doesn't last that as long. Maybe we want this to be around forever. So we'll figure that out. Now we're heading into my most.
Or to the request of the customer, whatever they prefer.
Okay, fair enough. That's a good point. Now that's my business. Some money penny. Money penny. Make sure. Keep an eye on them. I'm going to attempt to actually hold this as I talk about it. Okay. How's the lighting? You feeling it? Is it good, or do you need to be in the sun, or you like
No.
this? Okay, so I started on this painting. This is one of my very first ones. Piece of wood. Look at that. Just somebody's trash. I dumped my paint. I poured my paint. I'll explain more how I do it. I want to teach it, and I'll do it online, and I'll do it in person, and I'm ready to teach groups. And you know, again, I'm just coming out of the cave, guys. I got some stories to tell you. Some amazing things that have happened, and just an incredible striving and a sacrifice and offering every single day with everything I have. That's the price, guys. They'll ask me someday, what did it cost me? They will ask me someday, what did it cost me? You get Athena too, as well? And I will have to say, it costs everything. It costs everything. But is it worth it? Oh yeah. So, food, okay. Where do we need to be?
Over here.
Come real close. So you have the infinity symbol. I did it with this one with a stick. I was still using sticks back then. I should go back to it. It looks pretty good. So I just did the infinity symbol. And that was it, guys. I just did this big infinity symbol. And it happened quickly, and I felt the power. I felt the power. I was like, you get scared. I found myself with cheap paint, garbage in my hand, a piece of garbage I'm painting on, and a feather, and just afraid to touch it because you don't want to make a mistake. But that is the mistake. You got to be free. That's why we have the music and the ambiance. We're going to be free and flowing. That's where the magic happens. That's where it comes through you. You can't think about it. It's more than a thought. It's more than thought. It's feeling. It's feeling. So later then, not till a long time ago, did I go, wait a minute, there's two horse heads nuzzling each other. There's the snout of one, then there's the eye and the snout of the other one. It might take you a little while. Sometimes